Hey guys, Ash here from Cursed4Eva.com, and today we have with us to the left Samsung's flagship phone for the year 2012, an insanely popular phone that sold over 50 million, the Galaxy S3. And to the right we have the successor to the Galaxy S3, 2013's flagship phone from Samsung, the Galaxy S4. So if you do own a Galaxy S3, is the Galaxy S4 a worthy upgrade? Or if you were to pick up a phone today, is the Galaxy S4 worth the substantially higher price tag? That is what we are going to try to find out in this video. So let's get started. First, let's talk about the build and design. Both phones are built out of polycarbonate plastic. The Galaxy S4 has a 5-inch Full HD display, whereas the Galaxy S3 a 4.8-inch 720p display. Both are Super AMOLED HD pentile displays. So you can see the bezel area is a little smaller. So despite having a bigger display, the Galaxy S4 is the same height as the Galaxy S3. It is also 0.8 millimeters narrower and 0.7 millimeters slimmer. The Galaxy S4 is also lighter. The Galaxy S4 is 130 grams, whereas the S3 is 133. It's not a real big difference. So as far as positioning goes, you can see that the earpiece and the sensors are kind of pushed up on top a little bit. The S4 also has extra IR sensor. You've got the physical home button at the bottom with the capacitive menu and back keys. And as far as the button placements go, you've got the power button to the right. It's a little bit elongated this time around. You've got the micro USB port at the bottom with the primary mic. The positions are mirrored. To the sides, you've got the volume rockers, and the volume rockers are a little bit elongated this time, and they also positioned a little higher. On top, you've got the 3.5mm headphone jack, the secondary noise cancelling microphones, again the positioning mirrored, and the Galaxy S4 gets an extra IR blaster, so you can use it as a remote control for your TV and so on. On the front-facing cameras, the Galaxy S3 has a 1.9 megapixel front-facing camera that is capable of 720p videos. The Galaxy S4, on the other hand, a 2 megapixel front-facing camera that can shoot 1080p videos at 30 frames per second. On the back, the S3 has a 8 megapixel rear-facing camera. The Galaxy S4 has a 13 megapixel rear-facing camera. The positioning of the LED flash has also been changed. The speaker positioning is also changed. I kind of like the Galaxy S3's positioning better because with the S3, this is how you hold your phone, and when you hold the phone this way, you don't end up covering the speaker. But with the S4, the speaker kind of ends up behind you. I mean, your hand ends up behind the speaker. So I kind of like the S3's positioning a little better. When you look a little closer, you can see that the S4 actually has a pattern. It's not plain black or white. Similarly, even in the front, the Galaxy S4 has the same checkered pattern. So the back is user removable on both the phones. So let me just open up the back. So over here you've got the micro SIM port and the micro SD card slot. Again, on the Galaxy S4, it's above the battery, below on the S3. It's a 2100 mAh battery on the S3 and a 2600 mAh battery on the Galaxy S4. So yes, the battery is bigger, but then again, the S4 also has a higher resolution screen, a bigger screen with a processor and RAM that's going to drain more battery. So we'll get to the specs in a moment. Let me just put the back covers back on. So let's talk a little bit about the specs. The international variant of the Galaxy S3 is powered by a quad-core Exynos processor clocked at 1.4 GHz. The Galaxy S4's international variant, on the other hand, is powered by an Exynos octa-core processor. This contains two sets of quad cores, a lower powered set of A7 cores that's clocked at 1.2 GHz and a higher powered set of A15 cores that are clocked at 1.6 GHz. As far as RAM goes, the Galaxy S3 has 1 gig of DDR2 RAM compared to the 2 gigs of DDR3 RAM on the Galaxy S4. The Galaxy S3 utilizes a Mali 400MP GPU, whereas the Galaxy S4 a PowerVR SGX 544MP3 GPU. As far as the LTE variants go, the Galaxy S3 has a dual-core Snapdragon processor powering it with 2 gigs of DDR2 RAM. The Galaxy S4, on the other hand, has a quad-core Snapdragon 600 processor clocked at 1.9 GHz with 2 gigs of DDR3 RAM. So the Galaxy S4 is a beast and outperforms the Galaxy S3 as evident by the benchmarking tests that we ran. As far as battery life goes, the Galaxy S4 is powered by a 2600 mAh battery compared to a 2100 mAh battery on the Galaxy S3. But despite having a bigger display with a higher resolution, a more powerful processor and faster RAM, the Galaxy S4 still outperformed the Galaxy S3 when it came to battery tests. The Galaxy S4 managed to play a video in a loop for about 10 hours before it ran out of charge. The Galaxy S3, on the other hand, got us about 8 hours. And the difference is even more when you actually turn the screens off and do lesser intensive tasks like making calls. Let's talk a little bit about the displays. Well, the Samsung Galaxy S3 has a 4.8-inch 720p Super AMOLED HD display with a pixel density of 306 pixels per inch. The Galaxy S4, on the other hand, has a 1080p, that's a full HD 5-inch Super AMOLED HD display. That gives the Samsung Galaxy S4 a pixel density of 441 pixels per inch. Well, the Galaxy S4's display does look better, but the difference between the S3 and the S4's displays aren't as obvious as, say, the difference between the S2 to the S3. Both displays utilize a pentile matrix. A pentile matrix is kind of inferior when compared to a full RGB display because it contains fewer subpixels than, say, for example, the Super LCD 3 used in the HTC One. And this might be an issue with the Galaxy S3 if you look real close enough. But with the Galaxy S4, it really doesn't matter. While the Super AMOLED displays have deep blacks, they are often criticized for being oversaturated. While the Galaxy S4 does not provide the natural color reproduction of, say, the HTC One's Super LCD 3, it is definitely not as saturated as the Galaxy S3's display. Furthermore, the Galaxy S4 also has an adapt display option, which kind of switches between different display modes depending on what you're doing, whether you're on a browser or watching a movie and so on. Also note that the display on the Galaxy S3 is covered by a layer of Gorilla Glass 2, and on the Galaxy S4, it's Gorilla Glass 3. Gorilla Glass 3, while offering better protection, is also thinner. So let's talk a little bit about the software. The Galaxy S3 is currently running Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean with promised updates till Android 5, that's Key Lime Pie. The Galaxy S4, on the other hand, ships with Android 4.2.2. That's, again, the latest version of Jelly Bean. You also get a new light screen, lock screen. The ripple effect is also available. You can change it from the settings. And since this is Android 4.2, you can now just add widgets on the lock screen. And you can also access some quick apps that you want from here, or you can set swipe right to launch the camera directly. Well, as far as the UI is concerned, both the Galaxy S3 and the S4 run TouchWiz. The Galaxy S4 has an updated version of TouchWiz with a few differences. Say, for example, with the S3, you pull down the notification bar and you have the quick toggles on top. With the S4, it's a little bit more comprehensive. And since it's Android 4.2, just tapping over here gives you a lot more quick toggles. You can also access that by pulling it down with 2 fingers. The settings menu has also been revamped. We now have 4 tabs where the settings are classified. Some of the icons have also been reworked in order to make full use of the full HD display on the Galaxy S4. Take the camera and Samsung apps icons over here, for example. The gallery app is pretty similar. You've got one tab here showing the albums and another column over here where your photos are displayed. With the Galaxy S4, the first photo alone is a little blown up. Again, going back, you can access different kinds of views with the Galaxy S3. You access the views this way. Say, for example, the spiral. The video player has also received an update. So right now we've got more of a light colored back. There are no tabs anymore, and you can just access stuff, and still all your videos play a little bit slower in the thumbnails, and the recently played video is now displayed on top. The video player functionality is pretty much the same. You've got the aspect ratio, the skip options, the pause play, and the pop-up player. Just going back a little bit. The take a screenshot option is missing with the Galaxy S4. You also have the mute options, and it's pretty similar. The sound recorder is a little bit updated as well with the Galaxy S4. You can now record stereo audio, and you can it records to M4A instead of the 3GA extension found on the Galaxy S3. So the quality is a little better. The music player is also pretty much the same. It now doesn't display the notification bar. You've got playlists, albums, artists, music square. Pretty much the same options, folders, and that's it. Well, when you play a track, right now with the S4, you get a little bit of the cover displayed over here. That's the only change basically. As far as audio quality goes, it's pretty much on par. Not a lot between these devices. The widgets have also been reworked. You get quite a few new widgets. Most of the Galaxy S3 functionality, like say for example the direct call where you look at a contact and pick up the phone and the phone dials it for you, or tapping and holding points in a picture to pan and zoom, and so on, everything have been ported over to the Galaxy S4. You also get some new features like a quick glance, air jump, air browse, air move, and air call accept. Adding to the smart features from last year, we also get the smart scroll and smart pause options. We also get the air view functionality that was first introduced with the Galaxy Note 2, this time without a stylus. You can get information by hovering over an event in say S Planner, pictures in an album by hovering your finger over the album, read a full message by hovering your finger over the truncated text, check out the speed dial contacts. You can even preview scenes in the video player by hovering over the progress bar, or even magnify web pages. The Galaxy S4 also has its own extra apps, like say for example Watch On, which is the remote control app that makes use of the IR blaster on top. You've got S Health that kind of keeps track of your health, the amount you walked, the calories you've burnt. You can also input what food you've taken and keep track of your calories and so on. It also utilizes the inbuilt sensors to provide you with the humidity and temperature. You also have the optical reader, S Translator, which lets you translate text to text or text to voice, or voice to text, or voice to voice for a few languages. You also get the group play, a story album. Let's talk a little bit about the camera. Well, the camera interface has been totally overhauled. We now have the Galaxy camera-like camera interface. So we've got multiple new options, like say for example sounded shot that records up to 9 seconds of audio after the picture is taken. You've got the drama shot that lets you take multiple pictures of a moving subject and merge them together. You've got animated picture that lets you take a picture and animate a certain part of it. You've got the eraser mode in case someone or there's something unwanted in the picture, someone walks by, you can just erase them from the picture. So you've got quite a few new options, and the one that's talked about the most is the dual camera mode. So with that on, you get a list of different frames to select from, and you can either have the primary camera as the main and the front-facing camera as the secondary, or you can just swap it around. So you can also adjust the size. Yep, there you go. Well, as far as the front-facing camera goes, you can do 1080p videos right now, something that you couldn't do with the Galaxy S3. The front-facing cam on the Galaxy S3 can only do 720p videos at 30 frames per second. So guys, one thing worth noting is the field of view is a little reduced with the Galaxy S4. So if you can see the Galaxy S3, you're able to capture a little bit more detail. As far as quality of the pictures taken, the Galaxy S4 does better in both bright and low lights. The videos are also better. So in case you own a Galaxy S3, is the Galaxy S4 a worthy upgrade? Or if you're looking to buy a phone, are the extra features of the Galaxy S4 worth the increased price tag? That was the question we asked at the start of the video. Well, personally, I feel that if you're looking to buy a phone today, yes, the Galaxy S4 is worth paying the extra. when you look at most video reviews, most comparisons, what the people end by saying, well, if you have a Galaxy S3, you can get a Galaxy S4 because the Galaxy S4 is going to be future-proof. Well, last year, that's exactly what we said about the Galaxy S3. Samsung is supporting each device for 2 years. So the Galaxy S3 is guaranteed updates till key lime pie. So just keep that in mind. Most of the features that you see on the Galaxy S4 are going to be ported over to the Galaxy S3. Yes, the features that utilize the extra sensors, like say the temperature and humidity stuff, some gestures and so on, will not find their way over to the Galaxy S3. But if you already do have a Galaxy S3, at this point of time, I seriously don't feel that you'll have to upgrade to the Galaxy S4. If you have the cash and you want to buy a new phone, then yeah, the Galaxy S4 is a pretty decent choice. But if you do own a Galaxy S3 already, then I'd suggest wait a little more, see what the Note 3 has in store, or possibly the Galaxy S5, or if they're going to rename it or whatever. Anyway, if you're looking to buy a new phone today, then I'm going to go down the whole future-proof route and tell you, yes, the Galaxy S4 is worth the extra money. It is worth the bigger price tag. You can go ahead and get the Galaxy S4. You cannot go wrong in choosing it over the Galaxy S3. And then again, while talking about performance, even with the Galaxy S3, there are not too many apps or games on the market today that can actually tax the Galaxy S3, make the Galaxy S3 stutter. So if you're into that kind of extreme amounts of gaming, playing a lot of huge games, and if you really feel your Galaxy S3 beginning to slow down, then you can always experiment with rooting and getting custom ROMs and stuff. If you don't want to do it, then yeah, right, go ahead, upgrade to the S4. But if you're kind of 50-50, if you're on the wall thinking about whether you need to upgrade, and if you're watching this video, I'd suggest just hang on. Just at least wait for the Android 4.2.2 update to hit the Galaxy S3 and see what features get ported over, because the 4.2.2 update was already leaked out for the Galaxy S3, so we have a rough idea of what the Galaxy S3 is getting. The link to my video on how to get the leak, I'll leave it in the description. So if you have a Galaxy S3, you can check that out. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. What do you think? Do you think if you're buying a new phone today, do you think the Galaxy S4 warrants the extra price? If you have a Galaxy S3, do you think that you should upgrade to the Galaxy S4? I'd love to know your thoughts. Just leave a comment. Let me know. And before you go, guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. I've worked really hard on the video, and just hit a like, guys. It's going to take you a second, and it's going to let YouTube know that the video is worth watching, which in turn YouTube starts suggesting the video to other people. So help me out, hit like, subscribe for more. And if you guys have any video requests for me, or if you just want to stay updated on my latest videos and updates, you can hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. All my contact details are in the description. And if you want to pick up either of these devices, the S3 or the S4, you can purchase them right off Amazon. The direct links are in the description. So that's pretty much it for now. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your feedback in the comment section, and I'll see you guys soon with my next video. Till then, it's Ash here from Cursed4Eva.com signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye now.